is our Frontier opening bell for Wednesday, the 9th of August. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Let's get the show started. A very broad sell down across a number of markets that we cover on a daily basis for you here on Frontier Africa Reports, from Nigeria to Ghana to the BRVM, the Nairobi stock market, as well as the GSE. Let's move on and see what's making the headlines from East Africa. The World Bank announced overnight that it's suspending further lending to Uganda because of the country's anti-homosexuality legislation that describes punishment as high as the death penalty for anyone involved in homosexuality acts in the country, in the East African country, and that's the latest we're coming through this morning. It's quite a punch between the eyes for the President Museveni's administration that is throwing a very hard line, as it were, on homosexuality practices in the East African country. What else is there in the news? In Kenya, Ecobank is selling the assets or properties of Hashi Energy because the energy company is reportedly owing the lender about 5 billion shillings. Kenyans they're feeling the sting of the falling decline in the country's currency. The shillings down to about 150 to $1. That's the latest this morning. The IMF is telling the Bank of Uganda, the central bank, to tighten its money laundering legislation, while the BOT, that's the Bank of Tanzania, is implementing measures to address dollar appreciation in the country. Let's look into Nigeria. Of course, Nigeria is the biggest external issue right now for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So there's an emergency ECOWAS meeting taking place. He has instructed the central bank to stop further financial transactions, officially speaking, with the coupists in Nigeria Republic. News coming through this morning that the military administration officials in Mali and in Chad Republic are visiting Nigeria colleagues in Nigeria Republic to provide some support. In the meantime, the new Tax and Fiscal Reform Policy Committee, headed by Tawi Dele, formerly of PwC Nigeria, has set a target of raising Nigeria's tax to GDP ratio to 18% over the next 3 years. And history yesterday, as the AfCFTA and Zenith Bank in Lagos put pen to paper, signing the Memorandum of Understanding for Zenith Bank to spend $1 million to float SmartAfCFTA, that information gateway for anyone who wants to do trade with the rest of the continent. And the UBA in Ghana has named Uzoechina Moloko as the Deputy Managing Director. And the BDSC says it wants to raise about 100 billion CFA franc on the financial market in French-speaking West Africa. Look into the Southern Africa space, and the DSTV just announced this morning that it has exited Malawi operations with immediate effect because of a face-off between the regulatory authorities there, and that is no good news for the consumers of DSTV services in Malawi. A Nedbank CEO has warned South Africa over his very cozy relationship with Moscow, as the company yesterday reported a 10% upside as far as headline earnings per share is concerned. Shell's Daystar company is moving into power-hungry South Africa because looking for growth outside the fossil fuel energy market. And Starlip's infrastructure fund, too, is buying about 51% stake in SolarF, while the United Kingdom is pledging about £3 billion to support green growth in Zambia. That's some good news for the President Ishilema's administration there in Lusaka. And finally, in North Africa, Egypt is looking at a trade deficit, which is about 4.3% in the month of May because of export challenges, while non-oil exports was down by 17% in the January to June period. And accumulator Tunisian of SAD, Teleaccumulator Tunisian SAD, reporting first half 2023 turnover down by 13.5% on the Tunisian stock market, while the Italian energy giant Eni is restarting oil drilling in Libya. And those are your business and markets headlines right now on Frontier Opening Bell. I am Bosi Namafaya. Have a great day, everyone, and see you soon.